Hello, Payal ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Excellencies, honorable speakers, ladies and gentlemen, I, Mr. Rudra Narayan Das, on behalf of the organizers, extend my heartfelt welcome to welcome into all to this 96th lecture series of Ranjit Guru Memorial International Webinar. This is a new experiment with the digital audience. I am pleased to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellors Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee, Professor Naveen Seth, Professor Bhagwan Prakash Sharma, Professor Narendra Kumar Taneja, Professor I. Ramabarman into our today's session. Now, over to Professor Sarath Pradhan for a brief welcome address. Professor Sarath Pradhan.
Thank you, Rudranarayan. Good morning, one and all. It is my honor for me to deliver welcome address in this webinar. It is a memorable occasion and a landmark for all of us to have our esteemed guest, Professor I. Ram Brahman, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Odisha, Koraput, a distinguished educationalist, political scientist, social scientist, as resource persons for the 96th cyber platform discussions of Ranjit Guru Memorial Series of International Webinar. Sir, teachers and students community feel greatly honored and joined me in sharing the pleasure of having you with us and express their gratitude. On their behalf and on my oath, I welcome you, sir, with the greatest reverence and highest admiration on this occasion. We look forward to have your opinion, suggestion on these intellectual discourses. I take an opportunity to welcome Professor Arun Dibakar Nath Bajpayee, Vice Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh University, Summerhill, Jannapet, Shimla, an outstanding professor of economics, social science, educationalist, and special interest in spiritual and yoga. Professor Bajpayee, also a council member, Association of Commonwealth University, London, council member of Australia India Education Council, Secretary General, Association of Indian University, New Delhi, etc. As a distinguished academic, he delivered a special lectures on heuristic planning on the basic of Indian knowledge system at the Center for Educational Development and Administration, Pune University. Sir, I welcome you with great reverence and highest admiration on this occasion. It is my pleasure to welcome Professor Naveen Seth, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Technological University, a renowned educationalist and administrator. He emerged as a tireless academician and herbal scientist, professor of the pharmacology in India, a distinguished academician, staunch disciplinarian, and an efficient administrator. Professor Seth served as the member and the chairman of the various committees of UGC, AICTE, DST, and several universities in India. Professor Seth have been associated with various national and international associations and professional bodies as a member or a life member like Indian Society of Technical Education, AICTE, PCI, and so on. His dream, vision, missions, and efforts are directed towards making the Gujarat Technological University to world-class university in the field of science and technology. Hope all of us will be significantly enlightened by the eloquent deliberation of Professor Seth. I also take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to the Professor Bhagavat Prakash Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Gautam Buddha University, New Delhi, an expert of business environment, social, cultural values of ancient Indian traditions. Professor B.P. Sharma is an expert in global trade scenario, the WTO Free Trade Agreement, economic globalizations, investment measures, social cultural values, and trends, etc. Sir, your presence here this morning is a source of inspiration for us. It is my great pleasure to welcome Professor Narendra Kumar Taneja, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Chaudhary Charan Singh University, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, an economist, social scientist. He has over 35 years of experience in research and teachings. It is a matter of great pleasure for all of us that you could find time to be with us. Dear friends, there is no I like education which provides insights. There is no hardship like practicing and sticking to the truth of life. There is another saying, education nourishes us like the mother, directs us to the proper path like the father, and gives us delight and comfort like the wife. So for a man, education is the key to success. Education is definitely one of the most important tools for success. It opens the door of new opportunities and build a path towards a better life. Scholars, educationalists, politicians think education is desirable for achieving the goal of socialism, secularism, and democracy enshrined in our constitution. The need for a national education policy was first felt on 1964, and the then government appointed a 17 members education commissions under the chairmanship of D.S. Kothari. Again, another policy was introduced in 1986 and another revised in 1992. Now, considering the significant changes in our country, society, economy, and the world at large, the Union Cabinet approved the new education policy 2020 with an aim and objective to bring several changes in the Indian educational system from school to the college level. While organizing the webinars, we are optimistic about the outcome of the new educational policy introduced by the Government of India and hope the new education policy will be highly beneficial for the holistic development of our students and make them fit for the global arena. We consider ourselves fortunate, sir, that we have today versatile genius in field of teachings and administration like you all. Needless to say that under your suggestion, opinion and thinking, the country has achieved in every direction, including the education system. Last but not least, I welcome Professor Pallab Chakrabarty, Principal Jawaharlal College, Cuttack, Dr. Vikram Kesari Chena, Director CARD, who have always taken a keen personal interest in every aspect of this seminar. They have been a source of encouragement and support to us in all our endeavors. I also welcome all the learned participants present here today. I once again welcome all of you and especially our distinguished guest to the 96th convocation. Now I request the co-coordinator to lead the convocation ahead. Thanking you all. Have a good day. Sharat Pradhan, Head Department of History.
Thank you, Professor Pradhan, for the brief welcome address. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Payal Agarwal for continuing the session with guest introductions.
A very good morning to one and all. Thanks, Rudra sir, for giving me the pleasure session. As I think that there is no need of any introduction to the esteemed dignitaries in the academic fraternity. But as a matter of my duty, I would like to introduce our guest. The topic is National Education Policy 2020, Importance for Society in Larger Context for Us. To enlighten us with the introductory address, we have joined with us Professor I. Rambrahmam. He is at University of Hyderabad. He has teaching and research experience of more than 30 years and has published over 100 research papers in journals of national and international repute. Besides these, he works in the areas of governance, rural development, higher education, and public policy with a focus on education policy, e-governance, e-Pathshala initiatives, etc. He has also prepared more than 100 modules for e-Pathshala and SWAYAM portals in public administration. I actually need not require to speak about his qualities, rather his deeds do that. For say, he visited the students' home to find out the ground realities regarding their examination and their education during COVID-19. Now, this itself sets an example of Professor Rambrahmam as an ideal teacher. Sir, it is our privilege that you have connected with us. Our first speaker is Professor Arun Divakarnath Bajpai. He is the former Vice Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh University. Currently, he is serving as a Professor of Economics, Rani Durgavati University, Jabalpur. Topping the university exam in Economics MA, Professor Vajpayee has turned every constraint into an opportunity, thereby rising with every step with huge success. He delivered about 300 expert lectures in various institutes and universities, a recipient of a number of awards, of which the most recent is Vivekananda Seva Alankaran by Bharat Vikash Parishad, Jabalpur. He has contributed in developing economic tools and theories beneficial for sustainable development and national data analysis of growth, welfare, prosperity, and gross domestic happiness. Having a rich academic career and publication, has also completed around 9 research projects. More so, he brought a vision document 2020 for the University of Himachal Pradesh, which is beneficial for students and teachers as well. He believed that the qualities that a person has been inculcated in his or her childhood helps in developing his character. So, thanks a lot for connecting with us. Our next speaker is a renowned educationist, staunch disciplinarian, and efficient administrator, Dr. Navin Seth. His introduction is not less than inspiration for all of us. He is the Vice Chancellor of Gujarat Technological University. He has been a member of Pharmacy Faculty of AICTE. He owns a patent and has also published 170 research papers. His research interest includes traditional drugs, herbal drugs, and standardization. His primary focus is to emphasize on the need for more research in the field of pharmacy, architecture, and management. According to him, the function of university is to not only conduct examination, but also innovation and creativity. This is an era of knowledge, and knowledge is wealth. He emerged as a tireless academician and herbal scientist and has visited Poland, Germany, US, and a number of other places as a resource person. He is also a recipient of several awards, of which the most recent is Lifetime Achievement Award at KLE University, Karnataka. Sir, we welcome you and thanks a lot for connecting with us. Our next speaker is a renowned economist and an expert on ancient Indian scripture, most probably an institution in himself. Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gautam Buddha University, Delhi, NCR, Delhi. He is a visionary in management and an expert and regular commentator on global trade scenario, the WTO, free trade agreement, economic globalization, patents, investment measures, business environment, socio-cultural values, and trends, etc. He has participated in the 10th biannual ministerial conference of WTO held at Nairobi in 2015. He has more than 200 research papers and articles to his academic credit, authored 14 books in various areas of management, and also more than a dozen popular monographs. He is of the opinion that the prosperity of a nation depends upon its innovativeness and intellectual property, and there is a need for proper implementation of the provisions of new education policy, which will be the riding force for a better future. Sir, we heartily welcome you in this webinar. Last but not the least, our eminent guest speaker is Professor Narendra Kumar Taneja. He is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. He is a distinguished academician, a postgraduate, and PhD in economics. He has over 35 years of experience in research and teaching. To his academic credit, he has several research papers published in journals of national and international repute. His areas of specialization is microeconomics, industrial economics, development theory and policy, and Indian economic problems and policies. His primary aim, or say top priority, is to improve the quality of education and research work at the varsity as well as at the affiliated colleges. Sir, thanks a lot to you for connecting with us. We welcome all the guest speakers from the core of our heart. As Professor Ram Brahmam is not able to join because of the important meeting, but he has sent us a video addressing his introductory. So now I'd like to invite Mr. Rudranarayan Das to play the video of Professor Ram Brahmam. Over to Rudra, sir.
Sir, your audio is not there.
Sir, you need to on your audio, unmute your audio.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है बिल्कुल. विक्रम जी, please check the video of Honorable Vice Chancellor. His speech is not at all audible.
Okay, I guess there is some problem in the video. So I will be reading his introductory address.
That will be better.
Yes.
That will be better.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I will be reading on his behalf. First of all, he has addressed everyone. Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee, former Vice Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh University. Professor Naveen Sheth, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Technological University. Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Gautam Buddha University. Professor Narendra Kumar Taneja, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Chaudhry Charan Singh University. Principal, staff and students of Jawaharlal Nehru College, Cuttack, and other invitees, scholars and students. It gives me great pleasure in delivering the introductory address for this Ranjit Guru Memorial Series of International Webinar on Introductory Initiative Policy Dialogue 2020, COVID-19 and Life Practice Beyond Pandemic. The theme of the webinar is indeed very relevant to this era of the pandemic and the new challenges it continues to pose to the various realms of the world. While the world is striving to see beyond the pandemic, policies and their ecosystem to undergoing magnificent changes to cater to the ever-changing times. Coming to the topic of today's technical session on Education Policy 2020, importance for society in larger context for us. Being a student of political science and having extensively worked on higher education, I am confident that the National Education Policy 2020 can bring a paradigm shift in the way education is imparted at various levels. I am sure the deliberations by renowned experts would add value and vigor to this lecture series today. As an academician and researcher in public policy, and as an administrator in my present capacity, I strongly believe that it is a robust institution that can help for effective implementation of any policy, and especially the National Education Policy 2020. With education having the power to reform and transform individuals and society at large, aligning it with the changing needs of the world becomes pertinent. As individuals, we have greater responsibility to strengthen the institutions and make the systems, academic and administrative, highly responsive, so that operationalizing the national education policy will become easier. Accordingly, as I deliver this lecture here at the Jawaharlal Nehru, I emphasize that the colleges and other higher educational institutions in this state need to be further strengthened to emerge as world-class institutions and meet the growing demand of the state and globe. I once again wish the lecture series and the talk today the best. Thank you. So now, after this wonderful introductory address, I would like to invite Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee. Over to Vajpayee, sir.
Thank you, Payal. Thank you very much for reading the introductory note of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor I. Ram Brahman, and also introducing all of us, me, Professor Naveen Seth, Professor Bhagwati Prasad Sharma ji, as well as Professor N.K. Taneja. I am rather thankful to the organizers, especially Bikram Kishori Jaina, who incessantly persuaded me to join this 96th minus 400 series of this lecture. And Mr. Pallab Chakravarti, Shubham Das, Yusuf Payal, Rudra Narayan Das, Sarat Pradhanji. I am thankful to see all of you. And some of my friends, Professor O.P. Monga is a very senior professor from Himachal Pradesh University, Matre Jaiswal, Mohit Lal Verma, and Kalpana Shastri from Dubai, Subhash Lether, Barilal Jain, Manish Sharma. They are, you see, my allies. They too have joined this webinar. Actually, I don't know about the earlier topics which you have selected for deliberations. 96, I think hardly any topic is left on which you must have not organized these webinars or individual lectures like that. This and you must have organized some lectures on national education policy as well, as I think. So most of the things must have been dwelled with. And as we are having very good experts, I know Professor Naveen Seth, I have met him when I visited long back, Gujarat Technical University, when Akshay Agrawal was the Vice Chancellor there. And afterwards also, under different occasions, I met him. Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma ji is very close to us. I have high respect for him. And Professor Taneja is also very good friend of mine. He was not well. If he's well, he must join this webinar. So friends, this Jawaharlal Nehru College, Cuttack is organizing this initiative policy dialogue program. This is what I am told about. Friends, the national education policy, as Mr. Das was referring to earlier policies. We had policy related to education since independence. Radha Krishnan, Kothari and many others. And last policy came in 1986. So actually, it is 34 years after we have this full-fledged policies related to total education as such. And the topic which is mentioned for importance of society in larger context. Larger context may be the national context, maybe global context. Beginning from the local context to the regional context to the national context and reaching to the global context, and also connecting this environmental context, which may be more than global, universal context we can call it. So virtually this particular policy deals with the larger contexts. There is no doubt about it. And we did not have any earlier policy which dealt with so many references, so many contexts, so many aspects in the past as this particular policy is dealing with. Rather, it has not left to see any particular section of society or economy or polity or any area which it has not touched, upon. So, It has got three main dimensions. I'll take very brief time. One, this particular policy has fixed up certain targets. मैं कुछ हिंदी में भी बोलूंगा क्योंकि ये जो पॉलिसी है भाषा पर भी बहुत महत्व देती है और स्थानीय भाषा को महत्व देती है। स्थानीय भाषा, क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं को महत्व देने का भाव ये कि अंग्रेजी से थोड़ी सी मुक्ति दिलानी है। और अंग्रेजी से मुक्ति दिलानी इसलिए कि जो औपनिवेशिक मानसिकता हमारे दिमाग में घर करी हुई थी और 1947 के बाद से भी और उससे पहले भी जब हम भारत उपनिवेश बना था, उससे अपने मस्तिष्क को थोड़ा सा मुक्ति दिलाने का भाव जो है, इसलिए मैं हिंदी में भी बोलूंगा साथ साथ। तीन प्रकार के इसके भाग हो सकते हैं। एक तो इसने कुछ लक्ष्य निर्धारित किए हैं। ये कोई पहले की पॉलिसीज कोई लक्ष्य निर्धारित नहीं करते थे। दूसरा, इसने स्ट्रक्चरल शिफ्ट लाने की कोशिश की है। और तीसरा, इसमें कल्चर डालने की कोशिश की है। So this entire national education policy can be divided into three main parts. One, the targets, structure, and the culture. Target is that 2030 तक 100% GER क्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो दिया जाएगा। ये लार्जर कॉन्टेक्स्ट आपका अपना हो जाता है। या 2030-35 तक 50% GER हायर एजुकेशन में लाने की बात होगी। अभी 26.4% GER है, तो उसमें लगभग 3.5 करोड़ विद्यार्थियों की संख्या आती है पूरे हायर एजुकेशन में। और जब इसका जस्ट डबल हो जाएगा तो द स्टूडेंट्स पॉपुलेशन हायर एजुकेशन वुड क्रॉस। ये कौन है? मोहित लाल वर्मा, कहाँ से आवाज आ रही? थोड़ा बंद करा दें। I'll please see that you see there is no voice at all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing good.
Please.
Sorry, sir, for the inconvenience.
No, it's very much okay. So what I was mentioning that when 50% GR will be achieved in higher education, that the total number of population of students would cross 7 crores. एक बड़ा कॉन्टेक्स्ट भी हमारे बीच में आ जाएगा। इसी प्रकार के एक टारगेट फिक्स किया है कि इन ईच डिस्ट्रिक्ट देयर विल बी बिग इंस्टीट्यूशंस। सो इंडिया इज हैविंग अबाउट 747 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स। Nowadays, educational institutions highly concentrated in cosmopolitan or big cities of the country, capital or related capital. Say in Madhya Pradesh, this is Jabalpur, this is Bhopal, this is Rewa, this is Gwalior, this is Indore, and Sagar. 7 places, not more than 10. We are having more than 50 districts. Only 10 places are flooded with institutions. As a scenario in all of the states. So how to decentralize? ये भी एक टारगेट रखा गया है। एक टारगेट ये भी रखा गया कि there are so many institutions which are not viable. With very few students, many teachers, many students, few teachers, without contributing anything good to higher education. वैसी संस्थाएं नॉन वायबल यूनिट्स को बंद करना और बड़े आकार के लगभग 3000 विद्यार्थियों वाली संस्थाएं जो है वो खोलने वाला लक्ष्य इसमें रखा गया है। इसमें एक लक्ष्य भी रखा गया है कि स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर का रेशियो जो है वो ठीक करना है। अभी एक टीचर को बहुत अधिक काम करना पड़ता है स्टूडेंट्स के साथ में, जो करना चाहते हैं। जो नहीं करना चाहते हैं उन्हें कुछ नहीं करना है। तो ये जो रेशियो है 1:10 और 1:20 related to the type and quality of the program. तो अगर मान ली 7 करोड़ विद्यार्थी हैं तो 1:10 के रेशियो में 70 लाख और 1:20 के रेशियो 35 लाख टीचर्स की जरूरत पड़ जाएगी 2030-35 तक आते आते। 2035 तक आते आते अफिलिएशन सिस्टम भी खत्म हो जाएगा। जैसे भी आपको जवाहरलाल नेहरू कॉलेज है, 2035 तक इसका अफिलिएशन ये तो भुवनेश्वर यूनिवर्सिटी से या कटक यूनिवर्सिटी से नहीं रहेगा। इसके 3 आकार में इसका परिवर्तन हो जाएगा। या तो स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस के अंतर्गत आ जाएगा, या तो रिसर्च सेंट्रिक यूनिवर्सिटीज रहेंगी, या फिर जो है टीचिंग सेंट्रिक यूनिवर्सिटीज रहेंगी, या डिग्री ग्रांटिंग ऑटोनोमस कॉलेजेस रहेंगे। ये 3 प्रकार की संस्थाएं जो है वो रहेंगी। बाकी अफिलिएशन सिस्टम विल विदर अवे कंप्लीटली बाय 2035। 15 साल का समय जो है वो दिया गया है। तो ये बहुत अधिक स्ट्रक्चर के अंतर्गत जो जो टारगेट्स रखे गए हैं वही भी रखे गए हैं कि कोई भी सेक्शन सोसाइटी का छूटे नहीं। इसलिए जो स्पेशल एजुकेशनल जोन्स हैं, स्पेशल एजुकेशन जोन्स और डिसएडवांटेजेस ग्रुप्स एंड एरियाज, उसको भी इसमें शामिल करने की बातचीत की गई। ये कुछ टारगेट ओरिएंटेड है। इसमें टाइमलाइन के भी टारगेट्स दिए गए हैं। टाइमलाइन जैसे 2030, 2035 एंड 2040। ये अभी से 10 साल, फिर 15 साल, 20 साल बाद टोटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का एक टारगेट, एक लक्ष्य लेकर के ये शिक्षा नीति चल रही है। स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस में बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस किए गए हैं। अभी तक क्या है कि स्कूल एजुकेशन से बात शुरू होती थी, अब अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन को भी लेकर के चला गया है। लगभग 3 साल जो है वो अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन में जाएंगे। 2 साल का समझिए कि प्राइमरी, उसके बाद में 3 साल का समझिए कि 8वीं तक, फिर उस 5वीं तक, फिर उसके बाद में 3 साल का आपका 8वीं तक, फिर 4 साल का 10th एंड 12th। तो 5 + 3 + 3 + 4 ये मॉडल जो है अभी हमारे पास में आएगा। अप टू इंटरमीडिएट लेवल का एक स्ट्रक्चर आ गया। तो अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन की बात एज ए मैटर ऑफ पॉलिसी कभी नहीं थी। इट वॉज लेफ्ट टू द स्वीट विल ऑफ द पेरेंट्स कि कहाँ उसको भेजें। तो एक आंगनवाड़ी व्यवस्थाएं पूरे भारतवर्ष में विद्यमान हैं, गांव में भी शहरों में भी। उनका मैंडेट थोड़ा सा शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा। अभी आंगनवाड़ी का मैंडेट क्या है? बच्चों को कुपोषण और कुछ खेलकूद, शिक्षा उनके मैंडेट में नहीं है। नवीन सेठ जी जिस गुजरात से आते हैं, उसी गुजरात ने एक चिल्ड्रेंस यूनिवर्सिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट दिया। अर्शद भाई शाह उसके वाइस चांसलर हैं। मैं एक लेक्चर वहां भी दे चुका हूँ, विजिट भी कर चुका उस यूनिवर्सिटी को। वो जो चिल्ड्रेंस यूनिवर्सिटी है उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल इसमें आ जाएगा, अर्ली चाइल्ड केयर एजुकेशन से लेके प्राइमरी लेवल एजुकेशन तक को देने में। और वो लोग इस पर काम भी कर रहे हैं। हमारे नानाजी देशमुख थे, उन्होंने एक नन्ही दुनिया नामक कॉन्सेप्ट यूज किया था। नानाजी देशमुख चित्रकूट ग्रामोदय विश्वविद्यालय, इसका मुझे कुलपति रहने का सौभाग्य मिला, कुछ समय तक उनसे काम करने का सौभाग्य मिला। उन बहुत सारे प्रयोग उन्होंने किए थे। उन्होंने नन्ही दुनिया नामक प्रयोग किया था। नन्ही दुनिया का भाव ऐसे आया कि वो एक बार यात्रा कर रहे थे ट्रेन में, छोटे छोटे बच्चे मिले, तो बोले कि बच्चे तुमने शेर देखा है? उन्हें हाँ देखा है। उन्हें कितना बड़ा होता है? बोले इतना बड़ा भी शेर होता है, इतना बड़ा शेर होता है। खिलौने वाले शेर उन्होंने देखे। तो उन्होंने कहा ये तो बच्चों को शेर का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं पता है। तो उन्होंने नन्ही दुनिया में से बच्चों खेल खिलौने के माध्यम, खेल खेल के माध्यम, देखने के माध्यम से बेसिक चीजें जो थी, फ्लोरा की, फाना की, अपने पूर्वजों की, राम वाटिका, इतना सब बना दिया। तो उसको यदि लाएंगे तो मुझे लगता है बड़ा प्रयोग पूरे भारतवर्ष में होगा। बच्चों को शुरू से ही उनके दिमाग को भारतीयता का बोध डालने का उसके अंतर्गत हो जाएगा, ये काम हो जाएगा। +2 के बाद में 2 साल का समझ, पहली दूसरी, 3 साल में 3 4 5, 3 साल में 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 5 ये समझिए कि ये इसके अंतर्गत। अब इसके बाद में क्या है जो कुछ लोग बंद कर लें अपना। इसके बाद में जो ओपननेस की बात, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी का, स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस में अभी क्या बिल्कुल टाइट कंपार्टमेंट जैसी बात हो रही है। आपने एक बार प्रवेश लिया, प्रवेश लेने के बाद में आप छोड़ नहीं सकते। तो इसमें 1 साल बाद, 2 साल बाद, 3 साल बाद अगर बीए करना है तो आप छोड़ भी सकते हैं बीच में। ये स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस के अंदर 1 साल पढ़ा आपने, बीए किया, छोड़ दिया आपने, नहीं पढ़ पाए, कुछ दूसरे काम में आ गए। जो पॉलिटिशियन बनना चाहते हैं, जैसे हमारे मोहित लाल वर्मा जी को मैं देख रहा हूँ, इनके अंदर हिंदी के प्रोफेसर हैं सीधी में, पॉलिटिक्स इनके अंदर कूट कूट कर भरी हुई है। छोड़ना चाहते छोड़ दें, पॉलिटिक्स कर लीजिए। एजुकेशन में कुछ और काम करना है, इंडस्ट्री में काम करना है, एग्रीकल्चर में काम करना है, जो करना चाहें कर सकते हैं। लेकिन वो 1 साल की पढ़ाई बेकार नहीं जाएगी, उनको डिप्लोमा दे दिया जाएगा। 2 साल बाद एडवांस डिप्लोमा का बात आई और 3 साल बाद डिग्री उनको मिल जाएगी। ये सिस्टम इसके फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी के साथ में बातचीत है। फिर बीए करने के बाद में यदि कोई लड़का रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड है तो 1 साल की डिग्री रिसर्च की लेकर के डायरेक्ट पीएचडी में चला जा सकता है, या फिर 2 साल समझिए कि पीजी प्रोग्राम के अंतर्गत आ जाएगा, उसके बाद पीएचडी चला जाए। एमफिल को स्ट्रक्चर से, पूरे हायर एजुकेशन स्ट्रक्चर से उसको माइनस कर दिया गया, उसको अलग कर दिया गया है। यहीं पर ही एक भाव और भी आता है कि सब्जेक्ट की चॉइस किस प्रकार की होगी। अभी हमारा पूरा का पूरा जो करिकुलम बेस्ड समझिए चीजें रहती हैं, हम सिर्फ और सिर्फ समझिए कि जो पाठ्यक्रम हमको दे दिया गया, और पाठ्यक्रम के निर्माण में भी जिस प्रकार से यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन भेज देती है और कहते साहब इससे 10%, 20% चेंज करके आप अपने ढंग से चाहे तो कर सकते हैं, वो नहीं। आपके अंदर तीनों पार्ट्स आएंगे इसमें। नंबर 1 जो आपको पाठ्यक्रम है वो तो ले जाएगा, आपकी जो को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज का भी उतना ही वेटेज दिया जाएगा, वोकेशनल एजुकेशन का भी इसके अंदर वेटेज दिया जाएगा। भारतवर्ष में जो युवा शक्ति है वो काफी बढ़ती चली जा रही है और 2025 तक तो विश्व के सबसे अधिक युवाओं वाला देश भारतवर्ष बन जाएगा। लेकिन ये युवा शक्ति को हमने कुछ काम के अनुसार नहीं जोड़ दिया, इसको स्किल में नहीं जोड़ा, जिसको हम किसी रोजगार योग्य नहीं बनाया, हमने एम्प्लॉयबल जिसको कहते हैं वो नहीं बनाया, तो फिर दिक्कत हो सकती है। इससे स्किल के साथ में, स्किल से जोड़ के वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को भी इसका एक मेजर कंपोनेंट बनाना, जिससे कि हम समझिए कि मस्तिष्क को अच्छा ज्ञान दें और हाथों को अच्छी स्किल दें और हृदय में भारतीयता दें। ये तीनों का कॉम्बिनेशन, अंतरात्मा हमारी भारतीय हो, मस्तिष्क में जो अच्छा ज्ञान भरा हो और हाथों में वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग हो। तो हेड, हार्ट एंड माइंड तीनों को साथ में लेकर के चलने वाली शिक्षा दी गई। तो स्किल की बात अचानक से अभी बीवॉक का प्रयोग किया गया हायर एजुकेशन में, ये 6वीं से ही कोई न कोई स्किल देने की बात इसके अंदर कही। क्लास 6 से लेकर के बच्चा आएगा तो 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 वो साल, और 3 साल समझिए आपके बीए के, तो 3 और 9, 12 साल का समझिए आपको ट्रेनिंग पीरियड जो है स्किल के साथ में आ जाएगा। तो इस स्किल भी रहेगी, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्किल रहेगी, कुछ इनोवेशन स्किल भी उसके पास आएंगी। तो अगर वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में जाना चाहता है तो ऑटोमेटिक बीए के बाद में जा सकता है। ये भी इसमें स्ट्रक्चरल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के अंतर्गत, ये भी इसके अंतर्गत भाव आ गया। स्ट्रक्चर के अंतर्गत बहुत सारी संस्थाएं हमारे पास में हैं, जैसे प्रोफेसर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ AICTE के मेंबर भी रहे और काफी उन्होंने काम किया उसमें। यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन है, AICTE है और बहुत सारी हैं। और इसके कारण एक ही संस्था में, जैसे आपका जवाहरलाल नेहरू कॉलेज है, जो आपके जनरल नेचर के पाठ्यक्रम है वो संचालित होंगे किससे, UGC से। कोई भी इंजीनियरिंग MBA होगा वो AICTE में जाना पड़ेगा, फार्मेसी का फार्मेसी काउंसिल में जाना पड़ेगा, लॉ का है समझिए उसमें आपको बार काउंसिल लेना पड़ेगा, यदि में मेडिकल है तो मेडिकल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया में जाना पड़ेगा। ये बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम सबके हमने जो अप्रूव करने वाली, एफिलिएट करने वाली जो संस्थाएं वो बनाई, उनको खत्म करके लॉ और मेडिकल को छोड़ करके बाकी सबके लिए एक संस्था को बना दिया। अगर इसको हायर एजुकेशन रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी जैसा नाम जो है वो दे दिया गया, वो उसके अंतर्गत सारी चीजें जो है सब संचालित होती रहेंगी और इससे इजी हो जाएगा, जैसे कि इजी ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, इजी ऑफ डूइंग एजुकेशन, वो इसका भाव इसके अंदर आ जाएगा, लोग इसमें काम करना शुरू करेंगे। इसी स्ट्रक्चरल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए एक पॉलिसी पूरे देश में एक जैसी बनना चाहिए, यूनिफॉर्मिटी इसके अंदर नेशनल, जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा था, इसका नेशनल कवरेज ही है नेशनल। जैसे होता है स्कूल से लेकर के और हायर एजुकेशन, पीएचडी और डीलिट तक जो करना हो व्यक्ति करना चाहे, वो सबका सब जोड़ करके इसके अंदर बनाए। पहली बार ऐसा आया कि जो वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन इसके अंदर आया। जो हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटीग्रेशन के लिए जो साइलोज हैं, साइलोज जिससे एकांगीय संस्थाएं एक विषय लेकर के, हम सभी जानते हैं कि जो विश्वविद्यालय हमारे पास में कई तरह के विश्वविद्यालय ओनरशिप में, सेंट्रल के भी हैं, स्टेट के भी हैं, प्राइवेट भी हैं, डीम्ड भी हैं, सब्जेक्ट्स के भी हैं, भाषाओं के भी हैं, कोई एग्रीकल्चर का है, इंजीनियरिंग का है, टेक्नोलॉजी का है, हिंदी, अंग्रेजी, संस्कृत, उर्दू, फारसी, सबके भिन्न भिन्न समझी के विश्वविद्यालय खुले हुए हैं। तो वो अपने अपने ढंग से काम कर रहे हैं। देखिए काम कर रहे हैं हम, उनकी कोई वो नहीं कह रहे हैं कि काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, उनकी मर्यादा है, मर्यादा में रहकर अच्छा काम भी कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जो उद्देश्य है कि समाज के साथ में उनका सरोकार होना चाहिए, देयर शुड बी कंप्लीट कनेक्ट विद द सोसाइटी, सोसाइटी की प्रॉब्लम्स के साथ में उनका सरोकार होना चाहिए। सोसाइटी तो जा रही नीचे और संस्था जा रही ऊपर, ये दोनों चीजें नहीं चलेंगी। संस्थाओं के बीच में और समाज के बीच में एकात्मता होगी, दोनों साथ साथ ग्रो करेंगे। सोसाइटी भी ग्रो कर रहा है, इकोनॉमी ग्रो कर रहा है, कंट्री ग्रो कर रहा है, संस्थाएं भी ग्रो कर रही है। ये नहीं कि व्यक्ति तो अच्छे निकलते चले जा रहे हैं। और एक और चीज मैं कहूंगा, हमारे शायद मिले प्रोफेसर सेठ और प्रोफेसर शर्मा मुझ बात सहमत होंगे, एक ही इंस्टीट्यूशन में आप पाएंगे वाइस चांसलर ग्रो कर रहा है, प्रोफेसर ग्रो कर रहे हैं, टीचर्स ग्रो कर रहे हैं, रिसर्च स्कॉलर को डिग्री मिल रही, विद्यार्थियों को डिग्री मिल रही, और संस्था का ग्रेड नीचे जा रहा है। मैथमेटिक्स में क्या है, यदि वाई डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है और एक्स 1 2 3 4 5 स्टेक होल्डर्स इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स हैं, यदि 5 स्टेक होल्डर बढ़ रहे हैं तो डिव वाई भी बढ़ना चाहिए। इंस्टीट्यूशन ग्रेड नीचे जा रहा है, बाकी सब ग्रो कर रहे हैं, मतलब इनकी ग्रोथ में कहीं न कहीं गड़बड़ी है। इसको जोड़ने का काम, जो हॉरिजॉन्टल वर्टिकेशन और हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटीग्रेशन की बात इससे अंदर कही गई। मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी एजुकेशन को इसमें भाव बताया गया है। कोई भी समझिए एक सब्जेक्ट लेकर के लोग काम करते नहीं, स्पेशलाइजेशन वाला, ऐसा नहीं, स्पेशलाइजेशन नहीं है, स्पेशलाइजेशन है इसमें भाई। ग्रेजुएशन में आप सेमी स्पेशलाइज्ड लोग रहेंगे, इसमें आपको जो मेजर पाठ्यक्रम रहेगा और माइनर पाठ्यक्रम रहेगा। मेजर आप कंटिन्यू कर जाओगे, माइनर में रद्दोबदल आप करते चले जा सकते हैं, और स्पेशलाइजेशन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में आ जाएगा, और सुपर स्पेशलाइजेशन जो है पीएचडी में जाएगा। और पीएचडी रिसर्च की बात जो है, अगर अंडर ग्रेजुएशन उससे पहले भी कोई विद्यार्थी करना चाहता है तो कर सकता है। इसके अंतर्गत राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग की बात की भी, स्ट्रक्चर की बात, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग जो है वो बनेगा, जो सबसे बड़ी संस्था बनेगी। पहले ड्राफ्ट में प्रधानमंत्री जी इसके अध्यक्ष होने वाले थे, लेकिन अब जो है वो शिक्षा मंत्री इसलिए कह रहा हूँ, नामकरण जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट के चेंज होकर के शिक्षा मंत्रालय हो गया है। शिक्षा मंत्रालय, शिक्षा और ह्यूमन रिसोर्स में बेसिक डिफरेंस होता है। जब मानव संसाधन कहते तो लगता है विद्यार्थियों को सूट पैंट टाई पहनाकर किसी कारपेंट वर्ग के लिए तैयार कर रहे हैं। जब शिक्षा पाते हैं, संस्कारवान समझिए बुद्धिजीवी वर्ग को हम तैयार कर रहे हैं, जो कि समाज की समस्याओं के साथ में अपना संबंध भी स्थापित करता है। तो दोनों में बेसिक डिफरेंस है। तो शिक्षा मंत्री जो मानव केंद्र के, वो इसके अध्यक्ष रहेंगे, और एक बड़ी बॉडी 30 लोगों की रहेगी, इसे एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर बनेगा। इसमें ही एक कंपोनेंट जैसे मैंने बताया था, वो आपका हायर एजुकेशन रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी, वो बनेगा। इसके ही अंतर्गत कुछ चीजें और आएंगी। इसमें जनरल एजुकेशन काउंसिल जो है वो बनेगी। जनरल एजुकेशन काउंसिल जो है, एजुकेशन का पाठ्यक्रम किस प्रकार का बनेगा पूरे राष्ट्र का, भारतवर्ष का, ये टॉप की एजुकेशनिस्ट की बॉडी रहेगी, वो भी इसका एक हिस्सा बनाने की बात कही। जो अभी नैक है, जिसका काम मूल्यांकन करना है, वो बदल के नेशनल एक्रेडिटेशन अथॉरिटी के रूप में कन्वर्ट कर दी जाएगी। उसके मूल्यांकन कुछ पैरामीटर्स भी चेंज किए। स्ट्रक्चर के अंतर्गत ही जो पाठ्यक्रम पढ़ाई लिखाई जिस प्रकार की होती है, अभी क्या क्लासरूम की पढ़ाई पर हम ज्यादा ध्यान देते हैं, और क्लासरूम की पढ़ाई में भी आई टू आई कॉन्टेक्ट जो है वो, उसको अधिक महत्व दिया गया है। कोविड-19 ने एक हमको ये तो अवसर दिया कि हम जो क्लासरूम का जो 1:1 कॉन्टेक्ट था, उससे हटके वर्चुअल है, सेमी वर्चुअल कॉन्टेक्ट में। जैसे प्योर वर्चुअल तो नहीं बोलता हूँ, प्योर वर्चुअल अभी हो रहा था, जब कुलपति जी का वीडियो चला ही नहीं, वो प्योर वर्चुअल था। अब सेमी वर्चुअल में क्या है कि हमें कुछ खराब लगता है हम बोल भी सकते हैं, हम देख भी रहे हैं, प्रोफेसर सेट को देख रहे हैं, पायल देख रहे हैं, सो मेनी पर्संस आई एम सीइंग मतलब कि उनकी केमिस्ट्री हमारी केमिस्ट्री एक दूसरे मेल खा रही, इसे सेमी वर्चुअल कहते हैं। इस सेमी वर्चुअल जो मोड है जिसमें आईसीटी को अधिक महत्व दिया गया है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को अधिक महत्व दिया गया है, इसका व्यापक रूप से काम करने की बात इससे अंतर्गत कही गई है। ये भी इसके स्ट्रक्चर का एक हिस्सा है और इसके नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी को भी ऑथराइज किया गया जो एडमिशन से लेके वो करेंगे। पेडागोजी में किस प्रकार से डिस्टेंस मोड, किस प्रकार से मूव्स, किस प्रकार से वर्चुअल, सेमी वर्चुअल और किस प्रकार से क्लासरूम, इनका बीच कॉम्बिनेशन तैयार करने की भी जो छूट दी गई है। स्ट्रक्चर के अंतर्गत ही एक इंस्टीट्यूशनल डेवलपमेंट प्लान की बात कही गई। प्रत्येक संस्था को अपना अपना इंस्टीट्यूशन का डेवलप प्लान करना पड़ेगा। आज 10-15 साल बाद किस प्रकार की संस्था आप देखना चाहते हैं। उदाहरण तौर पर जवाहरलाल नेहरू कॉलेज कटक के जो प्रिंसिपल साहब हैं पल्लव चक्रवर्ती जी, यदि सुन रहे हैं मेरी बात को, तो अभी से आईडीपी बनाना शुरू कर दें। उसका अपना एकेडमिक रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग किस प्रकार की होगी, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव किस प्रकार की होगी, एकेडमिक किस प्रकार की, स्टूडेंट पॉपुलेशन किस प्रकार की होगी, स्किल किस प्रकार की होगी, मल्टीपल जो टॉपिक्स किस प्रकार से आएंगे, सब्जेक्ट फॉर्मेशन किस प्रकार होगी। 15 साल बाद आप जो है अपने को टीचिंग सेंट्रिक यूनिवर्सिटी, रिसर्च सेंट्रिक यूनिवर्सिटी या ऑटोनोमस ग्रांट प्रोवाइडिंग डिग्री प्रोवाइडिंग कॉलेजेस के रूप में आप देखना चाहते हैं, वो अभी से विकसित करना शुरू कर दें। सारी संस्थाओं ने काम जो है यहाँ पर शुरू भी कर दिया है। मुझे प्रसन्नता इस बात की कि गुजरात सबसे अच्छा काम कर रहा है। मैं सेठ जी को देख के नहीं बोला, आपके जो मंत्री हैं भूपेंद्र चुडासमा जी, एक दो बार उनके साथ मेरा इंटरेक्शन हुआ है ऐसे ही इसमें बातचीत। सबसे अच्छा काम जो पूरे भारतवर्ष में जो है गुजरात में चल रहा है, हरियाणा में चल रहा है, उत्तर प्रदेश में चल रहा है, मध्य प्रदेश में भी हमारी टास्क फोर्स कमेटी बनी, वो भी काम करना शुरू कर रहा है। मुझे कहने में भी आपत्ति नहीं, कुछ जो राज्य हैं इसमें ज्यादा रुचि नहीं दिखा रहे हैं। उसमें एक उड़ीसा भी राज्य है, क्योंकि हमारा जो हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम है कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट में है और फेडरल सिस्टम में सेंट्रल और स्टेट्स दोनों की जिम्मेदारी बनती है। देखिए, राज्यों के पास में बहुत बड़ा अवसर है, इसका उपयोग करना चाहिए, क्योंकि अब समाज जो है ना, ऐसा ना हो जाए कि उड़ीसा के विद्यार्थी अच्छी शिक्षा प्राप्त करने के लिए समझिए कि कहीं उड़ीसा से हटकर बिहार तक चले जाएं, उत्तर प्रदेश चले जाएं, या मान लीजिए कि मध्य प्रदेश चले जाएं, और उड़ीसा जो है अच्छी संस्थाओं के अभाव में विद्यार्थी ही समझिए वहां पे न रहे, क्यों बहुत जबरदस्त कंपटीशन आने वाला है। कंपटीशन आएगा आपकी अपनी संस्थाओं के बीच में, आपके पड़ोसी राज्य संस्थाओं के बीच में, राष्ट्रीय संस्थाओं के बीच में, और साथ ही साथ जो आईवी लीग की यूनिवर्सिटीज आने वाली हैं, आईवी लीग के जो टॉप की 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, उनके कैंपस भी भारत वर्ष में खोलने की इस शिक्षा नीति ने उनको छूट दे दी है। वो आ गए तो फिर कितनी दिक्कत हो जाएगी। तो मैं तो चाहूंगा कि नवीन पटनायक जी के पास में सब लोग वहां के एजुकेशनिस्ट हैं, उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करें, भैया ये जो है केवल आप तो मुख्यमंत्री हो, आपकी तो समस्या नहीं, आप बच्चे भी लंदन वगैरह में पढ़ते होंगे, बाहर पढ़ते होंगे, हम गरीब बच्चों के लिए जो है वो ये राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति अवसर दिया गया है। और मैं ओपनली बोल रहा हूँ, देखिए मैं सबके सामने एक औपचारिक भाषण दे रहा हूँ, मैं निवेदन करना चाह रहा हूँ ऐसे राज्य के मुख्यमंत्रियों से जहां पर के राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के बारे में सही ढंग से विचार नहीं किया जा रहा, जिनमें जिनमें एक उड़ीसा भी है, मुझे पूरी सूचना है इसके बारे में, मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ इसको लागू करने के बारे में शीघ्र जो वो निर्णय लेने की बात करें। तो मैंने बता रहा था कि एक जनरल एजुकेशन काउंसिल है, नेशनल एजुकेशन, राज्य के स्तर पर जो है राज्य शिक्षा आयोग का गठन किया जाएगा, और जिस प्रकार की संस्थाएं हैं वैसे ही स्ट्रक्चर जो है राज्य के स्तर पर भी बनने की बात की गई। टेक्नोलॉजी का विशेष महत्व है, तो इस टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन की बात की, नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी एजुकेशन फोरम कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करने की बात की गई है। भाषाओं को बढ़ाना है, भाषाओं में कुछ दिक्कत होगी, एक बड़े पैमाने की संस्था के विकास करने की चर्चा हुई है, जिसका नाम है इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टर्मिनोलॉजी एंड ट्रांसलेशन, जो शब्दावली और समझिए अनुवाद के लिए उस संस्था का विकास है। देखिए, ऐसा बड़ा स्ट्रक्चर खड़ा कर दिया, लेकिन इस स्ट्रक्चर में होगा क्या, तो कल्चर को भी भरने की बात कही गई है इसमें। कल्चर कौन सी कल्चर? ये कोई ऐसी कल्चर नहीं जो कि अपने तक ही सीमित रहती हो, सीमित रहने से, इसको व्यापक कहने वाले इंडिजिनस बेस हमारे पास में, भारतवर्ष में जो हमारा देशज ज्ञान है उसका बहुत बड़ा पूल हमारे पास में, एक बहुत बड़ा समाज हमारे पास, समाज में बिखरा हुआ ज्ञान है, अनौपचारिक क्षेत्र में ज्ञान है। तो अनौपचारिक क्षेत्र के जो हमारे संगीतकार हैं, कलाकार हैं, पेंटर्स हैं, वकील हैं, उनको भी शिक्षा से जोड़ने की बात की। जो इनोवेट करना चाहते हैं, इनोवेटर्स हमारे पास में एक से एक अच्छे इनोवेटर्स हैं। इनोवेशन एकेडमिक्स में किया उन्होंने, इनोवेशन जो है जनरल उसमें भी किया। उदाहरण के तौर पर अभी मैं देख रहा था एक इनोवेटर का ही, जिम में एक व्यक्ति जिम चला रहा है, चक्की लगा दी छोटी सी उसमें, वो साइकिल चला रहा है और चक्की लगा उसमें गेहूं डाल दिया, आटा पिसता चला जा रहा है साथ साथ। मैंने इसका एक्सटेंशन और हो सकता है, इट इज इनोवेशन। तो इनोवेशन जो है गांव गांव में, कुम्हार हमारा जो मिट्टी के बर्तन वो इनोवेट करता है, लकड़ी का बना काम बढ़ई इनोवेट करता है, हमारे यहाँ जो फूल पत्तियां बनाने वो इनोवेट करते हैं, वनस्पतियों जो फूड प्रोसेसिंग बड़ा इनोवेशन होता है, सोलर किस प्रकार से एनर्जी की यूज किया जाए, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, ये सारे इनोवेशन करने वाले हमारे पास में। इनके लिए भरपूर समझिए कि जो इसको विस्तार से आदरणीय नवीन सेठ जी बताएंगे आप लोगों को, इसका बहुत अधिक उपयोग इस राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के अंतर्गत। तो कल्चर ऐसी हो जो कि पूरी व्यापक रूप से हो, पूरी ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव हो हमारी, और इंडिजिनस नॉलेज को बेस में रखती हो। इसलिए लक्ष्य जो रखा गया है वो है ग्लोबल नॉलेज सुपर पावर के रूप में स्टैब्लिश करना है। सुपर पावर दो ही हैं, पहले एक ही थी, पहले भारतवर्ष विश्व गुरु की स्थापना थी, धीरे धीरे कम हुआ, फिर इंग्लैंड जो है वो सुपर पावर बना और उससे हिस्सा छीन करके अमेरिका जो सुपर पावर बन गया। तीसरा कोई एजुकेशन दृष्टि सुपर पावर नहीं है, तीसरी दृष्टि से हम बनेंगे, क्योंकि हमारे पास में इंडिजिनस नॉलेज सिस्टम जितना हमारे पास में, हमारा देशज ज्ञान जितना हमारे पास में है उतना किसी के पास में। इसमें संस्कृत को भी महत्व दिया गया है, इन संस्कृत अंग्रेजी हिंदी माध्यम है, संस्कृत टू संस्कृत STS कॉन्सेप्ट इसमें दिया गया, वो माध्यम से बढ़कर के आएगा। कल्चर के अंतर्गत हम सोसाइटी से जुड़े, हमारा समाज में कितने प्रकार के धर्म हैं, कितने भाषाएं, कितनी जातियां हैं, बोलियां हैं, जिसको हमने इंडिजिनस कल्चर की बात की, उसको किस प्रकार से पाठ्यक्रम में जोड़ा जाए। हमारे स्थानीय जो गौरव पुरुष हैं उनको कैसे जुड़ा जाए। अब जैसे बिरसा मुंडा, भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की बात आई, कहाँ पढ़ाए जाते हैं भगवान बिरसा मुंडा? रानी दुर्गावती जहां पर हमें वो पढ़ाए जाते हैं, यहाँ पर राणा प्रताप के बारे में कितना पढ़ाया जाता है, या मान लीजिए इतिहास में महारानी लक्ष्मीबाई वो कितना पढ़ाया जाता है। तो इन सबका जो हमारे स्थानीय गौरव, उनको हम किस प्रकार से जोड़ेंगे, वो भाव भी इसके अंदर, ये कल्चर इसके अंदर डालने की बातचीत की गई है। कल्चर में शोध की जो संस्कृति है, अनुसंधान की संस्कृति को विकसित करना है। तो नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन बढ़ाने की बात इससे हुई, नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन बनाया जाएगा। अभी तक रिसर्च के लिए ग्रांट्स हमको भिन्न भिन्न संस्थाओं से मिलती थी, यूजीसी से, ICSR से, DST, DNES इत्यादि से हमको मिलती चली जाती थी। मुझे लगता है ऐसे पूल करके जो है नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन के अंदर दिया गया। नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन में सारे समझिए की फैकल्टीज रहेंगी, इसमें आपके साइंस, ह्यूमैनिटीज, साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी, ह्यूमैनिटीज, आर्ट्स एंड सोशल सब रहेंगी। साथ ही साथ इसमें कोई भी समझ अनुसंधान के लिए जो है आवेदन कर सकता है। इसमें स्कूल का टीचर हो, कॉलेज का प्रोफेसर हो, MA का रिसर्च स्कॉलर हो, PhD स्कॉलर हो, सब कर सकता है। और अनौपचारिक क्षेत्र में, अनौपचारिक क्षेत्र की बात मैं बार बार कहता हूं, इसलिए आप सब लोगों ने रामानुजन का नाम सुना होगा। रामानुजन बहुत बड़े मैथमेटिशियन थे, वो अपने अनुसंधान के लिए कुछ पैसे नहीं मिल पा रहे थे, उनको बड़े बहुत परेशान थे। तो एक कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी में ट्रिनिटी कॉलेज में प्रोफेसर हार्डी थे, वो उनको लेकर के गए यहाँ से, और अभी तक उनकी जितनी थ्योरम्स हैं वो पूरी डिकोड नहीं कर पाए। उन्हीं के अवतार मंजुल भार्गव हैं, मैं कहता हूँ प्राय मंजुल भार्गव जी इस राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के एक सदस्य भी हैं, इंटरनेशनली कोवेटेड मैथमेटिशियन, जिनको फील्ड्स मेडल मिला है, और फील्ड्स मेडल जो नोबेल प्राइज के बराबर जो मेडल। अनुसंधान का एक बहुत बड़ा समझिए कि बहुत बड़ी संस्कृति विकसित होगी। और जो बात शायद पायल ने की थी या शरद जी कह रहे थे कि बिना इनोवेशन के, बिना रिसर्च के जो है वो डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता। तो जो मोनोटनी जो हमारे यहाँ है, मोनोटनी ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन, मोनोटनी मतलब कि उबाऊपन, नीरसता जो है, वो इस हम रिसर्च कल्चर के द्वारा हम दूर कर पाएंगे। और इस रिसर्च को हम एक हिस्सा बना रहे हैं किसका, अपने समझिए कि पूरी हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम का जो है, स्कूल एजुकेशन लेकर के हायर सिस्टम हम बनाने जा रहे हैं। तो ये जो कल्चर है हमारी, हमने बताया कुछ टारगेट्स फिक्स किए गए, स्ट्रक्चरल में कुछ शिफ्ट हुए हैं, और कल्चर में हम बहुत अधिक ऐसी कल्चर लाना चाहते हैं जिसमें कि ऑटोनॉमी है, ऑटोनॉमी बहुत मदे है, लेकिन ओपननेस है। ऑटोनॉमी के साथ में ओपननेस, हम ओपननेस के साथ में डिसिप्लिन बहुत ज्यादा है, अकाउंटेबिलिटी ज्यादा है, अकाउंटेबिलिटी के साथ साथ रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ओरिएंटेड है। इसमें किसी भी प्रकार की जो है छूट न देने की बातचीत की गई है, और बहुत अधिक सुविधाएं देगी, सुविधाएं बहुत अधिक है लेकिन छूट नहीं है। आपका एक एक चीज जो है मॉनिटर किया जाएगा, क्लासरूम में किस प्रकार से आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, किस आप परीक्षा दी वो दिए, और क्लास के बाहर आपने किन किन प्रोजेक्ट्स में काम किया उनके भी हम क्रेडिट लेकर के पूरा कंप्लीट जो चार्ट है, एक एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट इसके अंतर्गत बन जाएगा। एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट में कोई जरूरी नहीं कि आप पाठ्यक्रम में अच्छा करें या दूसरे में अच्छा करें, वो भी आप जुड़ जाएगा। मैं एक बात कहकर के अपनी वाणी विराम दूंगा, मैं सुनना चाहूंगा प्रोफेसर नवीन सेठ जी को और शर्मा जी को, कि मैं कविताएं लिखता हूँ, सब लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन कविता लिखता था तो मेरी डांट पड़ती थी घर में, क्योंकि कविता डांट पड़ती, मैं इकोनॉमिक्स कर रहा हूँ, हिंदी में कविताएं लिख रहा हूँ, शुरू से कविता लिखता था, आदत ही कविता लिखने की। अगर मान ली कविता लिखने का भी, जिसको हम को करिकुलर एक्टिविटी कह रहे हैं, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर, यदि उसके मार्क्स भी जुड़ते कहीं पर भी, तो अभी जो एमए में 3rd पोजीशन आई, हो सकता है टॉप कर गया और ज्यादा नंबर मुझे मिल गए होते। ऐसी चीज से टोटल पर्सनैलिटी का डेवलपमेंट जो कि समाज के लिए उपयोगी हो, स्वयं के लिए उपयोगी हो, समाज के लिए उपयोगी हो, राष्ट्र के लिए उपयोगी हो, विश्व के लिए उपयोगी हो, विश्व ज्ञान के लिए हो। राष्ट्रीय जो अनुसंधान आयोग बना है, उसके 3 प्रमुख उद्देश्य में एक नॉलेज जनरेशन का उद्देश्य है। नॉलेज जनरेशन बहुत जरूरी होता है, लेकिन नॉलेज जनरेशन तत्काल फायदा नहीं करता, हो सकता है 10 साल बाद, 20 साल, 100 साल बाद उपयोग में लाए, तो उसके लिए होगा। या फिर सोसाइटी की प्रॉब्लम्स को दूर करने वाला हो, इंडस्ट्री प्रॉब्लम दूर करने वाला, वो भी जरूरी है। और तीसरा है स्टेट की पॉलिसी में उसको योगदान देना चाहिए, अनुसंधान को। अभी तक स्टेट की पॉलिसी में भी योगदान नहीं दे पा रहा है। तो कुल मिलाकर के जो हमारी पॉलिसी है, नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, वो प्रथम दृष्टया बहुत अधिक उपयोगी है, और इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में जो जो रुकावटें आती हैं, वो रुकावटों को धीरे धीरे दूर करते हुए सबको सब मिलजुल करके एक अच्छी पॉजिटिव सोच के साथ में इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने का कोशिश करना चाहिए। और मुझे अवसर दिया, मैं पुनः विक्रम किशोरी चेना जी के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। और मेरे बारे में शरद प्रधान जी ने और रुद्रनाथ दास जी ने, सबसे अधिक पायल जी ने अच्छी बातें की, इसलिए मैं बहुत उनको आभार देता हूँ। धन्यवाद। वंदे मातरम।
Thanks a lot, sir. It is indeed our pleasure to listen from you. Thanks a lot again for explaining the provisions and core concepts of new education policy in the lucid manner and the best possible way. Even students have understood it in a very fantastic way. They are messaging me also that बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आया है. Thanks a lot again, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Naveen Seth to please initiate his talk. Over to Naveen, sir.
आज नमस्कार. Very good morning. Respected Professor Chakrabarti, Principal, JN College, Professor Sarath Chandra Pradhan, Sri Vikram Jaina, Payal Agrawal, Rudranath Das, the speakers, Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee, Sri Bhagwati Prasad Sharma, Sri Narendra Ji Tomar, Taneja, and all those who join virtually. So very first, I congratulate the organizer for arranging the series of lectures. It is a 96 number. So really, I impressed the contribution of the Jawaharlal Nehru College, Cuttack, for arranging such a wonderful series during this pandemic COVID-19. So actually, my previous speakers, Honorable Adian Vajpayee has already covered the number of issues, particularly the important issues, and which is in context with the society, the issue. So some maybe there may be repetition, but the education policy that we have received after the 34 years, and it is not like a previous policy. It is just there is a drastic changes, and during the 20 years of the period, there will be a total change in the education scenario of India that we are wishing since last many years. As we know that after 1930, not a single Indian who studied here, who worked here, and he get the Nobel Prize in the subjects of science and the research related subjects. There are some Indians, they received the Nobel Prize. The Venki is there, Satyarth is there, but this initially they are Indian, but they studied in other countries, developed countries, and on the contribution and study and the research at the other country and their contribution, they received the Nobel Prize. But the C.V. Raman is the last Indian who get the Nobel Prize in physics in 1930. And our is the country, the students from all over the world, scholars from all over the world coming here in Nalanda, Takshashila, Vallabhi Vidyapith. But due to the number of regions, the whole system was destroyed by the Mughals, by the Britishers, and the system which is placed by the Britishers, still it is there here in the India even after independence. So it's a very wonderful step by the government of India under the leadership of a very honorable scientist Kasturi Ranjanji and the whole team, and they have discussed with the number of stakeholders throughout the India and abroad. There are more than 2 lakh suggestions they have received, and later on this documents a vision document of education with us. So really we are lucky to have such a wonderful and very good documents. So I am just highlighting the major reforms by a small presentation I am sharing. First, second करवो है तो
आना ठीक है
हाँ okay
आना क्लिक थी
yes so I am just highlighting because it is a series of lectures, so definitely number of points may be discussed. This documents is also discussed since long, so there may be some repetition, but I am just highlighting that in these documents we wish to have a 50% gross enrollment ratio. At present it is only 26%, so we have to make it double. By number of reasons, the students are not joining the higher education due to the language problem, due to their economic problem, social problem. So here it takes the consideration of all such things, and we will increase by the efforts of the government and the society to the 50%. The major reforms is the multiple entry, multiple exit. Here it is at present there is a airtight compartment. Once the students is entered, if he left in between, then he don't have any certification with them. Even he completed 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but he don't have any certificates. Only and only complete the whole degree. Then and then he is eligible for any job and other thing. But there may be a number of students, they may be leave during the study, during the completion of 1 year or 2 year. Even I have surveyed in my university. There are 30,000 students in degree. There may be more in diploma also. They have not completed. Some have completed 1 year, some have completed 2 year, some have completed 3 year. So all over the India, there may be a number of such type of the students. They have not completed their degree. They leave the education in between. So here there is a drastic change. Any students can leave even after 1 year. You go for by whichever may be the reason, social, economic, whichever may be, or you go for another study with another university or for a job. But at present there is no solution, but here there is a solution. And is to full freedom given to the students that he may join at any time. He may leave after 1 year, 2 year. If he leave after 1 year, he will get the certificate. If he leave after 2 year, he will get the diploma. And he will leave after 3 year, he will get the degree. And at present, most of the conventional courses, BA, BCom, BSc, they are of 3 years. And here there is a provision. If any students want to pursue the research or PhD, then 1 more year he can do and he will get the degree. And it is a 4-year degree course. Same thing. And if he had completed 4 years, then after 1 year he will get the PG degree. So MPhil will totally discontinue. Credit transfer and academic band. This is also a new things. Here, one student is getting some topics or a subject is completing either in another institutes. Suppose a student is pursuing BSc, but is interested in music. Then he studied in some music schools and get the certificate. But at present there is no provision. But here in this National Education Policy 2020, the credits he will receive for the other subjects from the other institutes or the open platforms like Swayam or Pathshala or a MOOC or the Coursera and number of other platforms. So he will complete the course and he will get the credit. So credit transfer. Even in my university, every year during the summer vacation, our more than 500 students goes outside the India in a different university, and 8 weeks they staying there in different university. They studied there 2 subjects by their professors. The professors are evaluating, and the marks or the grades given by their university, we are giving the credit to the students, and after coming here, you don't have to pursue these 2 subjects. So such type of the credit transfer provision is there, and there may be a national bank. So students has full freedom. He will study in Gujarat, then he will go to the Himachal Pradesh or a Northeast or a South India. But this credit bank will deposit the credits that the students has received from the other institutes. MPhil is discontinued. The research intensive teaching, the Bajpayee sir had already given this in details, that there may be a research university, maybe teaching university or a degree giving university. So the affiliation system will be discontinued in a phased manner. And There are number of standalone colleges and standalone institutes. Now, either they have to collaborate with the other institutes, or they have to wind up. Otherwise, they have to convert into the model multidisciplinary institutes. So research, we are far behind as far as the research and innovation is concerned. Such a large country, you see the data of the patent filing last year. Last year, all over the world, the 15 lakhs patent filed by the China, 7 lakhs patent filed by the US, and India is concerned, we have just filed 53,000 patent. Means there is no talent with us, there is no research mind here. Definitely, our youth are talented. There are scholars here in India. But what happened our education system at present? We are not providing the platform to our young mind for innovation. Suppose any student is coming with a new idea to their teacher, but what the teacher says, yes, your idea is very good, but you do after completing your study. You get the degree, then you do whichever you like after graduation. Means we are killing the idea, we are killing the creativity at the educational institutes. We are not providing the platform to our young mind. We are not nurturing their idea at the educational institutes. We are not supporting the creativity of our young mind. So there is no innovation at the educational institutes. Even in the patent filing by the India, 70% patent by the multinational company. Out of this 30% patent, 15% by the some Indian large company like Reliance and other companies, and 15% contribution by the academic institution. In that 15% contribution by academic institution, most of the contribution from IIT, from IIM, means a national level institutes. The conventional university contribution hardly 3%, where the large mass of the students are there. But the innovation research is concerned, very slow. Here there is a provision in this education policy, the provision of National Research Foundation with a very good amount of the fund, 20,000 crore rupees. So a good research, global level research will be supported by this NRF, and there will be a global level research innovation at the educational institutes in India in near future. Internationalization of education. We have number of subjects with us still, and the whole world is looking to us. Suppose I attended one international seminar that at Symbiosis in Pune. The lady from Germany came that we are interested in Ayurveda, we are interested in this classical dance of India and other thing. So you provide the education, you don't advertise for the BA, MBA or other courses in globally. You just promote this. Definitely the students from all over the world will come here to learn that. So there are a number of things. So there is a provision for a 64 Kala to develop at the educational institutes here. And not only that, the world best educational institutes will be establish their campus here. Here number of students every year, 6 lakh, 7 lakh students are going outside. And only 40,000 coming back. We are losing a good amount. But in this policy, there is a provision to establish a based university campus here in the India. So students don't have to go there for the global study outside the India. Most of our students, we have one webinar and a person from a vice president from Reliance, Mr. Chaturvedi is with us. He said that as per our survey, 56% students, he is particularly talking about the technical students, engineering. 56% is not as per the industry requirement. Means they are not employable. 56%. That means we are failed to give any skill to our students. We have make them a bookworm, exam oriented, and any students who is good memory power, he considered to be a good clever student. You don't have any skill, you don't have any hands-on training. So there is a provision of a vocational teachers and professional education. So setting up a new quality of higher educational institution, standalone higher education institution and professional education institution will evolve into the multidisciplinary. At present, there are about 45,000 colleges and about 1,000 universities. Number of standalone colleges are there, standalone institutions are there. So it is the time now that either they have to convert into the multidisciplinary or they have to collaborate with the other institution and they have to change from this standalone to the multidisciplinary. So special education zone for the disadvantaged regions. So in every district there must be a provision, there must be a educational institute, multidisciplinary institutes to provide the education at there. So all area and particularly the tribal area, all these disadvantageous regions having a special support from the government also to have such type of the institution to have these facilities there. So National Institution for Pali, Persian, Prakrit and all indigenous languages to be supported. National Education Technology Forum, it is already discussed by the Bajpeji. So MHRD to be renamed, now it is Education Ministry. So graded autonomy, that is already we have discussed. At present, university is there, but university is fully dependent either on the state government or the central government for any development or for any policy decision. So it is there, it is autonomous as far as the UGC definition is concerned, but in letter and spirit, university are not autonomous. There are number of type of the syndicate, senate, other interference and other things. So university is not working properly. One industrialist said that I have suggested that you add this new topic and the university has taken 5 years to introduce that topic. That is a hydraulic a topic. But after 5 years, when it is introduced, there is another technology, pneumatic, over and above that hydraulic technology. Means the technology is changing very fast. So universities should have changing, means the syllabus, curriculum, they have to be changed vibrantly. As and when, because technology is changing very fast. The affiliation, we have already discussed that it is to be this affiliating type of the system is hardly with India, Pakistan and nearby countries, in Asian countries. No other, means in all over the world, this system is not there. So there is a lot of restructure as far as the university is concerned, as far as the college is concerned. At present, there is a different structure, but there is a independent board of governors. They can take the decision. for their university. So single regulator, the matter is already discussed by the Bajpayee. Online self-disclosure based transparent system for approval in place of inspection. There is an inspection from AICT, from PCI, from other body, from university. So instead of that, to use the technology, even in this pandemic, the AICT has nicely done all such things, that document verification, visit, totally online mode, and it is very nicely that any person can see the building, infrastructures, documents, and so we can use the technology, and it can be possible. So at present, the education in one institute and education in another institute. Suppose the government private school is concerned, and the private school is concerned, government school is concerned. The education is different. Most of the peoples, even a very poor peoples, they preferring the private school, not the government school. When I visited US, I have just discussed with the different professors and different peoples. This is here also a government institutes, private institutes, but the level of education is equal. Either you get the admission in government or the private. No doubt the fees in the government is less, private it is higher, but as far as the education is concerned, there is no difference. So such type of the education to be here. So in this policy, there is no difference, no of private school or private management and the government. All are in the eyes of this NEP 2020, all are equal. All educational institutes are equal. There is no difference. The public investment in education sector to reach 6%, actually it is now 4%. And as far as the research is concerned, our contribution is very, very less than 1%. So that is to be increased, but not by the government only, by the other NGOs and other industries also. So use of technology, because suppose here we are talking about the multidisciplinary, the students are free to choose the subjects. So naturally there is high and cry from the government institutes. We don't have a teacher for this subject, this subject. You sanction the subject then and then it is possible. No, we can use the technology. By technology, everything is possible. If a teacher from far away, a good teacher is there, we can utilize them by all these e-learning platforms. There is a number of courses are available on the MOOC, Swayam. So a technology forum will be established, and it will create infrastructure to support all educational institutes throughout the India. So students from all over the India, even from a corner, even from a very tribal or interior area, but he will get the equal education as far as the city peoples or urban peoples will get it. So by technology it is possible, and there is a provision for independent autonomous national education technology forum. Lot of stresses is given on these teachers and their quality. So the Vice President already discussed about this 5+3+3+4 structure of the education in the school education. So there is also a focus on the early education. So holistic development of the students is required, and that is only possible by this type of the education system. So students will develop holistically. Helps to improve the gross enrollment ratio and helps to improve the employability by their skill and other thing. So social justice and equality. So at present, there is a number of students, they are meritorious students, but sometimes they are not getting the admission in the government colleges, so and the high fees of the private colleges, so is not getting the equal opportunity. But here, when the whole system will be developed at every district, there is a multidisciplinary educational institutes, definitely all will get the opportunity. So socioeconomically disadvantaged group categorized based on the gender identity, socio-culture identity, geographical identity, disabilities. So everything there is in this National Education Policy 2020, there are 27 chapters and 10 chapters, they are related with the school education, 10 with the higher education, and 7 chapters for all such things, for a Divyang peoples, for a this equalities and other thing. So they are the general chapters. So lot of uh, provisions are there in this National Education Policy 2020. Vocational education to be integrate since from the school education, uh, because our students, they don't have any skill even after their school education, even after their college education. While the you see the figure in USA, Germany, South Korea, they are the workforce with the skill. Our percentage is very less. Here there is a targets given 25% by 25. So MHRD will continue with the National Commission for the Integration of Vocational Education. Multi-entry and multi-exit system will help to preserve the gross enrollment ratio. So treated at par, that I already said, and helps to curb the commercialization of the whole education system. At present, there is a commercialization part is there, and education is deteriorated in India due to this commercialization. So that the holistic and multidisciplinary approach will definitely curb this commercialization. So involvement of ethics. So in all the earlier commission, they have talk about the value-based education, other things, but actually it is not, in real sense, it was not there. And I really said that I was there with the one meeting, those who are preparing the textbook previously, after I am talking about the before 20 years. So the chairman said that you remove this lesson of Arjun and a bird and Pandavas are means that there is an examination. Because it is a story from a Mahabharata, we are the secular country, remove it. A story of Shravan, remove it. It is from a Ramayana, our is a secular country. But what actually means when the story of a Mahabharata of Pandavas, what the message conveyed to the students, that what is about the concentration of students, the goal of students, concentration. For a Shravan, that students, everyone has to serve their parents. So it is for all, not for particular community or a, but our students are disconnected from all these things. That is for a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. All these messages are not for any particular sect, but unfortunately, our students are disconnected. So ethics, moral, the lessons of Sarvajan Hitaya, Sarvajan Sukhaya. And our message of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam to be inculcated from the childhood. And definitely there is a focus on that, the value-based education, and this also. So multidisciplinary education concept to be encouraged, more focus on encouraging the technology and cutting edge technology. So we are not conservative. Whichever the new technology, suppose now the machine learning, artificial intelligence, so these are very, very useful. Suppose when I am pursuing my PhD, I am visiting from one university to another university and the library to library, because one library having this magazine or this journal and another library having this journal. So I have to refer it. Now by using the artificial intelligence, in a 1 minute, 2 minutes, I am getting the all information related with my topic. So it is to be inculcated, this technology at all level and all this cutting edge technology to be introduced. So there is a focus on adult education. So I think I am not repeating all such thing. So Indian languages, there is also a focus because there are from state to state, there is a different language. Means Bhasha anek, bhav ek. Very, a country with a diversity. You will not find such a country anywhere. But we have to promote the Indian languages. There is, and if the students will study in their mother language, definitely mother tongue, the development is fast and he will achieve the standard and benchmark. Online digital education, now in this pandemic situations, all are aware of all such digital platforms, and definitely in this pandemic situation, but it is a blessing in a gust. So now we all are aware and of this all the platforms, and now it is to be strengthened. So ensure inclusive and equitable quality of education and promote the lifelong learning opportunity for all. Dhanyavad, Bharat Mata ki Jai. So I thanks the organizer, particularly the Mr. Vikram Jaina, director, and all faculties and vice chancellor, and the Jawaharlal Nehru College faculties for giving me opportunity to interact with you. Thank you. So over to the Payal.
Yes, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, Naveen, sir, for addressing us. It is really a technological advantage that such webinars can be arranged. And this policy, the National Education Policy 2020, is a novel and progressive development which actually acknowledges the invaluable role of technology. And thanks a lot again, sir. Now, I would like to invite the dynamic face and the very promising scholar India has ever produced, Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma, to please initiate his talk. Over to Bhagwati Prakash, sir.
Unmute.
Indeed, I should compliment the organizers for organizing this webinar on this live topic. But what do I feel? Already 4 months have passed after the declaration of national education policy. But the way we should have embarked upon the route to quality education through national education policy is, I think, yet to start. The first thing which I think regarding school education, it has been said that national textbooks with local content and flair. Now, regarding local content and flair, unless we teachers start writing and authoring such a text matter, we would not be able to introduce this. I'll just be mentioning a simple example, as my predecessor was also mentioning about Mahabharata. Just near the Greater Noida, there is a place called Dankor. In Dankor, there is a fair is organized every year, and that is a local holiday in the district from the site of district magistrate. And whenever I used to ask people that what kind of this fair is, people said, sir, बहुत पुराना मेला है और काफी सालों से हो रहा है, 50-60 साल से, यहाँ wrestling भी होती है, ये भी होता है. But ultimately, when I inquired, I found that it was the place of Dronacharya, and where Dronacharya has conducted the test of the Kauravas and Pandavas after their education was over. And it is a 5,000-year-old tradition that this fair was being celebrated since last 5,000 years, ever since the Mahabharata period. So unless somebody authors a book on this, so that is one challenge, which I think, because all the participants here are from my fraternity, and therefore we should start working on developing the textbooks with local content and flavor. Another important challenge which I do see, that we have mentioned that 3-language formula, and we said that the up to 5th and preferably up to 8th students should be taught in their mother tongue or regional language. But I think very little literature is available in most of the mother tongues and regional languages, maybe on science, maybe on social studies, maybe on other subjects, and therefore another important challenge which we have to meet is that immediately such textbooks for small kids have to be prepared, and particularly authoring books for small kids is a big challenge, because language has to be quite easy, sentences have to be small, there should be proper coherence. So right from that, towards the other side of the coin, when we come to the higher education, we see that almost China is registering 15 lakh patents every year, international patents. We have been registering 50,000, less than 50,000 patents per annum. And therefore, the high technology exports of China are almost 30 times of India. So another important thing is our education has to be made more and more innovative. So quality and innovativeness also needs to be addressed properly, and for that also we, the faculty fraternity, we have to work on that. Another important thing which I do feel is that we often feel that our education has failed to ingrain ethics and values in the conduct and behavior of the students. These days, subjects are introduced on ethics, human values, ethics in business, professional ethics and human values. But actually, the kind of pedagogical interventions that had to be made, or the pedagogies which have to be used to develop a commitment towards ethics and values, is yet to be done. And therefore, another challenge which I think we all the persons from academic fraternity have, is that we have to develop moral stories, we have to develop indoor games, outdoor games, etc., to ingrain the ethics and values in the conduct and behavior of the students. Another challenge which I do see, my predecessor has also referred to artificial intelligence. Now, when I see that if we have to teach artificial intelligence properly, minimum 16 GB RAM computer systems are necessary. If we have to facilitate good research, at least 32 GB RAM computer systems are necessary. And if some product development has to be done, then minimum 64 GB RAM computer systems are necessary. But when we see that in most of our universities, their computer systems are of up to 4 GB RAM. And therefore, if we have to overtake the rest of the world, for example, Illinois University has developed very good crop yield prediction algorithms based on artificial intelligence. Similarly, there are several Chinese universities who have developed very good algorithms on diagnosing various ailments. For example, by feeding data of simple X-ray of lungs, millions of X-ray films of lungs, they have developed an algorithm on the basis of which they can predict from a simple X-ray of lungs of a person that can this person develop lung cancer, and if yes, after how much time. Like Google has developed a very unique system. Simply by a picture of retina, they can find out that how much heart blockages this person can have after at what interval. So kind of innovative researches that are taking place world over in artificial intelligence, if we have to overtake them, if we have to integrate our education with our national ethos, then after all, we have to link and integrate. And even when secularism doesn't mean that we should forget our cultural antecedents. And actually, our scriptures, they are not confined to religious practices. I would just be mentioning of a, there are, I think I have found hundreds of thousands of such mentions in our Vedic scriptures and Puranic scriptures where very deep scientific phenomena are described. I'll just be referring to a couple of such incidents which I have encountered. I found a shlok in Yajurved. Agni ghung hradaya nashini ghung hradaya grahana pashupating kasna. Its meaning says, I bear electricity in my heart. These days, if somebody's heartbeat goes down, किसी की heartbeat 70 से 40 चली गई, तो pacemaker लगाते हैं. Pacemaker is nothing, but it is a silver ion battery, and from that silver ion battery, an electrode is inserted in the pericardium of the heart, in the anterior portion, and little bit of electricity supply is supplied from that silver ion battery, so that his heartbeat restores to 70 from 40. It means a minute bioelectricity has a role in the anterior portion of the heart. Similarly, when I was just reading, they said that in this space, there are more than 2 trillion galaxies. But the blank space which we see between the heavenly bodies is not blank. A very mysterious energy is filled there, and they have described it as dark energy. Now, when I was going through a couple of hymns of Yajurved, Tripadur Dvudet Purukha, whose meaning is that is Virat Brahma ke ek paad mein, yani in 1/4, ye pura visible world hai, and 3/4 is invisible and is spread in the Anant Antariksha. It means, what do I feel? That we should not do away with our scriptural wisdom, that they are related to some, even I was astonished when normally we say that sometime in 1676, Romer has found out the velocity of light, that it is 3 lakh kilometers per second. In 14th century, Sainacharya has authored a commentary on of Rigveda. And he has clearly mentioned, and he has referred it to Adi Shankaracharya, who was there in 8th century. He has mentioned, Yojana nam sahastre dvidvishate dvich yojane eken निमेषार्धेन क्रममान नमोस्तुते. यानी जो एक निमेष के आधे भाग, एक निमेष होता 0.212 सेकंड्स का, तो आधा निमेष हो गया 0.106 सेकंड्स का. और जब 0.106 सेकंड्स को हम एक योजन में 9 किलोमीटर होते हैं, 9 माइल होते हैं, तो हम इसको 9 माइल के हिसाब से अगर हिसाब लगाएं तो 1,89,000 माइल पर सेकंड आती है. रोमर ने पता लगाया ये 1,86,000 माइल पर सेकंड है. वैसे निमेष और ये योजन की फाइन ट्यूनिंग हो सकता है उस समय की क्या रही होगी. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब यह है कि नाउ अंडर दिस नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी वी शुड डेवलप nationalistic attitude towards our various scriptures. That is number one. Another thing is we have very rich history that has also to be properly documented. Even these days, when we often say that of Aryan invasion theory, that Aryans had invaded in 3000 BC, 5000 साल पहले. And there is no scientific study. Simply Max Muller and Cauldron and all those people have interpreted this on the basis of similes in Indo-European languages. But now, including 2 IITs and more than 3 dozen international research organizations have found out that the Indus Valley civilization deserted in 4000 BC, and it was not the Indus Valley civilization, but there are around 2 dozen civilizations ranging from Tamil Nadu to Indus Valley and Indus Valley to Iran. Due to turbulence in the climate for 300 years, many such civilizations have got displaced, and that was 4000 years back. 4000 BC, यानी 6000. तो अभी तक भी unless we re-author our textbooks with the new facts, maybe with respect to Indian history, we have to reinterpret various facts of Indian scriptures, and we have to upgrade and upskill our universities. Even when I say there are almost 70% of the universities which award degree of PhD in chemistry, but they do not have gas liquid chromatograph or HPLC or something like that. So if we have to take up the world, then I think we have to realize these challenges, and we have to on the one hand, I do feel, now to sum up, I do feel there are 4 lacuna with respect to Indian education system. As I have already said, first is of quality and innovativeness. So actually, when we compare the quality and innovativeness of education with the other advanced nations, we find that we have been gradually falling back other nations. Another is our education is disjunct from our national ethos. Third thing is our education is not in a position to integrate our heritage, traditions, and our ancient scriptures in the texts. And fourth is, as I have already mentioned, that our education is not in a position to ingrain ethics and values in the conduct and behavior of the students. So I think as I was not prepared to participate, because today is a day, International Day of Disabled Persons. So we had a program in our university on that. So I could not join in time. And just casually, when I was asked that at least now you can join. So casually, I have joined, and I just wish to share these four areas with respect to the challenges before the academic fraternity, because policy making is easy. Policies are guidelines for decision making, but there are more than around 1 crore teachers, and all of us, the 1 crore teachers, actually we have to work. We have to create the literature, we have to create the pedagogical interventions, andragogies, heutagogies, and pedagogies, all teaching learning approaches that we have to do it. So government has framed the National Education Policy 2020, and task of government is over. But now it is the responsibility of all of us, the teachers, whether in school education or in higher education, that how to redeem all the provisions which are there in the National Education Policy. And in that, we as a academic fraternity have the biggest role. So with this, I just conclude and convey my thanks again to the organizers. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for taking out time for us from your busy schedule and addressing us. Thanks a lot again, sir. And we would like to inform that Professor Narendra Kumar Taneja has left us for some important meeting today. We will try to reschedule his talk very soon. We apologize for that. However, we are highly privileged that Professor Vajpayee, Professor Seth, and Professor Bhagwat Prakash Sharma has addressed us. So now I'd like to invite Mr. Shubham Das to initiate the question and answer or a discussion forum for our esteemed dignitaries. Over to Shubham, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee to respond to few questions from the side of our participants.
Yes, Shubham. I'll be happy to address some of the issues.
Okay, sir. One question asked by Bikram Keswari Jena. What is the new ideas in this policy for research and innovation for PhD kind of program for last 100 years of India not producing significant research for the issues and challenges to meet in ground realities?
Actually, number one, I am not agreeing to this proposition that India has not contributed anything original for the last 150 years. This story has gone from bad to worse during past 25 years. Earlier also, most of the original researches, whether in sciences or social sciences, have been contributed by the small universities like ours, whether it's Jabalpur or Bhubaneswar or Cuttack or many others. One. Secondly, the researches are to be connected with our present society and ancient society. And many ideas have been given by Professor Bhagwati Prakash Sharma. I don't want to repeat them. We should take the clues. He has given certain mantras. Mantras, not only mantras of Atharvaveda and Yajurveda. Mantra means ideas. Those basic ideas, we should receive from Bhagwati Prakash Sharma's lecture. उसमें देखें, उसमें डूबें, उनको वैलिडेट करें, उन पे रिसर्च कराएं, उनसे बात बनेगी. जैसे एक सोशल साइंस उदाहरण देते हैं, इतिहास के उदाहरण देते हैं. अकबर महान है. यदि अकबर महान को हम पढ़ाते चले जा रहे हैं तो राणा प्रताप क्या थे? राणा प्रताप महान नहीं बताएंगे क्या हम? यदि सिकंदर महान है तो पोरस को महान नहीं बताएंगे क्या? यदि मान लीजिए कि अकबर महान है, रानी दुर्गावती महान हम नहीं बताएंगे क्या? वो दिन कब आएगा जब हम अपने इतिहास की पुस्तकों में अनुसंधान के आधार पर बैलेंस शीट तैयार करते हुए अकबर ने क्या काम किया, राणा प्रताप ने क्या काम किया, अकबर ने क्या काम किया, रानी दुर्गावती ने काम किया, और अनुसंधान के आधार पर बाकायदा समझिए इतिहास की पुस्तकों को देख करके और लोक चेतना में जो चीजें उपस्थित हैं, लोक कथाओं में जो चीजें उपलब्ध हैं, हमारे आसपास के क्षेत्र में चीजें उपलब्ध हैं, उनको लेकर के जब हम काम करेंगे तो वो सही बात में बन पाएंगे। दूसरा उदाहरण देते हैं, जब प्लास्टिक पर रिसर्च किया जा रहा था, पॉलीमर केमिस्ट्री, पूरे संसार में पॉलीमर केमिस्ट्री हो रही थी, उसी समय कुछ ऐसा आइडिया आ गया होता वैज्ञानिकों के दिमाग में, अरे जो प्लास्टिक है कितना नुकसान करने वाली है पर्यावरण के लिए, तो उसमें अनुसंधान न करके ऐसे डिस्पोजेबल ऐसी कुछ चीजें बनाई जाती जो कि पर्यावरण मैत्री होती, तो वो अनुसंधान के लिए अच्छा विषय हो सकता था। तीसरा विषय, हम बॉटनी को पढ़ाते हैं, जूलॉजी को पढ़ाते हैं, दोनों को मिला करके हमने बायो साइंस डिपार्टमेंट बनाया, उसमें भी अलग अलग बॉटनी और जूलॉजी अलग पढ़ाते रहे। कुछ एक्सटर्नल टेक्नोलॉजी इनपुट से बायो टेक्नोलॉजी की तो एनिमल्स के लिए अलग, प्लांट्स के लिए अलग, कुछ माइक्रोबियल स्टडी की तो माइक्रो साइंस बनाना शुरू किया, लेकिन दोनों ही अलग अलग। वो दिन कब आएगा जब हम बायोडाइवर्सिटी एज ए होल को हम केंद्र में रख करके, और जैसी बोस का जो सूत्र था कि वनस्पतियों में प्राण होते हैं, या हमारे यहाँ जो कहते हैं सर्वभूत एते रहता है, ईश्वर सब जीव विनाशी, सब में एक ही समझ अंश का वास रहता है, पंचभूत और आत्मा से ही सारे शरीर बने होते हैं, उनको केंद्र में रख करके काम करेंगे, तब जाकर के जो मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच की बात कही गई, इसमें मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी एजुकेशन रिसर्च होगी, तब जाकर के हो पाएगी। ये कुछ आइडिया संक्षेप में बताए हमने, आदरणीय भगवती प्रकाश जी ने बहुत अच्छे आइडियाज दिए हैं, मुझे हमेशा अच्छा लगता है उनको सुनना। तो अपने जो हमारे पास देशज ज्ञान है उससे कनेक्ट करें, वर्तमान की टेक्नोलॉजी साथ साथ लें, उससे जोड़ करके एक अच्छा रिसर्च करके जो हमारा ओरिजिनल होगा उसको करेंगे, तब पेटेंट्स भी अच्छे हो जाएंगे हमारे पास में, रिसर्चेज भी ओरिजिनल हो जाएंगी। और जिसकी बात नवीन सेठ जी कह रहे थे कि नोबेल प्राइज 30 के बाद में नहीं मिला, क्यों नहीं मिला? ओरिजिनल काम ही नहीं किया हम लोगों ने। ये ओरिजिनल काम तब पर हम अपनी ओरिजिन से जुड़ेंगे, तो ओरिजिन से जुड़ करके बड़े ओरिजिन हमारी वर्तमान सोसाइटी हो, चाहे हमारे एंशिएंट स्क्रिप्चर्स हो, जोड़ करके विषय निकाले जाए, तब बात बन पाएगी। यस शुभम।
Yes, sir. Payal Agarwal had a question.
यस पायल।
No doubt the new education policy 2020 will transform the educational system, but the key lies in its proper implementation and execution. One issue which will affect the more is funding. What is your take on it, sir?
यस पायल, ये प्रश्न बार बार पूछा जाता है कि 6% ऑफ जीडीपी, वो जब $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी होगी तो वो 30 लाख करोड़ रुपए इसमें आएगा, फंडिंग होगा। बहुत सारे एप्रिशिएशंस उठाए जाते हैं कि वेदर दिस 6% ऑफ जीडीपी विल बी इन्वेस्टेड इन एजुकेशन सेक्टर। तो पायल, आई वुड लाइक टू जस्ट से टू यू, फर्स्ट टाइम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज कम आउट विद अ पॉलिसी विद कमिटमेंट। अभी तक कमिटमेंट नहीं था, पहली बार एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को लेकर के प्राइम मिनिस्टर, ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने पूरे समझिए कि 7 सितंबर को मुझे ध्यान है, 5 अगस्त को उन्होंने राम जन्मभूमि वाला दिया था, 7 सितंबर को उन्होंने पूरा एक दिन समझिए कि पूरा एक दिन 10 से लेके 5 बजे तक, नहीं सॉरी 5 अगस्त को समझिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने स्पीच दी थी, और 7 सितंबर को प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, आपके समझिए कि ऑल गवर्नर्स, ऑल वाइस चांसलर्स, सबने इसको किया था। तो एक कमिटमेंट के साथ में आया है, तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि हमें जो है इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्लो होगा, और इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्लो होने के लिए जिम्मेदारी केंद्र सरकार की तो है ही है, लेकिन फेडरल सिस्टम में राज्य सरकारों को भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभानी पड़ेगी। तो flow of funds is one thing, but flow of funds does not mean that entire policy is implemented in its letter and spirit. हम लोगों का काम क्या है? हम लोगों का काम तो ये है कि अनुसंधान के ऐसे विषय चुनना, पाठ्यक्रम ऐसे का निर्माण करना जिनका की प्रत्यक्ष रूप से संबंध है हमारे समाज के साथ में, हमारे इतिहास के साथ, हमारी संस्कृति के साथ, हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था के साथ में, हमारे इनोवेशंस के साथ में। वो जब काम होगा तब एक प्रेशर भी जनरेट हो जाता है हमारे स्टेट के ऊपर, और दोनों मिलकर के काम करेंगे तभी बात बन पाएगी। यस पायल।
Thank you, sir, for responding all the questions. Now, I would like to invite Professor Navin Seth to respond our questions.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Question to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bikram Kesari Jana had a question for you. Universities of 21st century in India is very popular for distributing certificates rather producing knowledge for the future perspective and society in larger context. Only individual ideas not supported institutional ideas. What is your ideas for only promoting social science research?
Just please repeat it, huh? Sorry.
Okay, sir. The Bikram Kesari Jana had asked, the universities of 21st century in India is very popular for distributing certificates rather than producing knowledge for the future perspective and society in larger context. Only individual ideas, not supported institutional ideas. What is your ideas for only promoting social science research? Over to you, sir.
Yeah. So it's a very good question. At present, the situation is like the same situation that the most of the conventional university, they just enroll the students, then conduct the exam and giving the degrees. Means the holistic development, personality development, the research orientation. So that is not done by the university. Actually, university, the word itself suggests, Vishwavidyalaya means ग्लोबल लेवल का नॉलेज रिसर्च वहां होता है, वैसी संस्था. इसके बजाय केवल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वर्क होता है, परीक्षा लेना, स्टूडेंट्स को एनरोल करना और डिग्री देना, वही चलता है. सो social contribution, national contribution means the students are not getting any exposure of the problems of the nation, problem of the society. There is no system such like that. Otherwise, our students have talent. If we take it, if we give the exposure to them of our problems, suppose we take it to visit our rural area, definitely they will know the problems and their mind will start. The idea will start to solve that problem. And if we are providing the platforms, definitely they will get the solution of that problem. So suppose one of my students, students of this university, he come with an idea that the lot of flowers from the temples there people are throwing in the Sabarmati river and they're polluting the Sabarmati river. And I have this idea, but there is my limitations. I am from poor family. My home is very small, and I require some small space to for my experiment. I have providing the place, and he done his experiment, and he work on that, and he prepared a very good biofertilizer, other things, a natural color from the flower, and number of things he has done. And the whole story is published in the newspapers, and the commissioner of Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, he invited that fellow and discuss, and later on he provide that the corporation will collect the flower from the temples, we are giving to you and you do it, and the fertilizer we will utilizing in the garden. And he employed 12 people and he is working in Ahmedabad Tilak Garden. The space is given by the corporation and he is doing very good work. Given this pandemic time, the nothing was there, means the rickshawala and other things. So he had also done the diya from the gobar, and that type of the idea he has given, and he provides the employees meant to the socially supported. So definitely in this new education policy, we will have such changes. We will get it, because instead of giving the degree and other things, the skill is there, vocational training is there, and the research and innovation support to our students, definitely we will getting the achieve the global level research. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Rudra Narayan Das had a question. How will the role of universities change when college becomes autonomous? Whether it will work as mentor for those colleges or something greater role the university is going to play?
So role of university is very important. Suppose I am talking about all this innovation and research, but it is the role of university to create an ecosystem, not only at the university, but their colleges also. So the role of university is very, very important. Some pedagogical changes are required in there. Means the, suppose he is working for the, means he is suppose participating in a state level, national level sports, definitely it is the university to provide him the facility to special examination. Otherwise we say, okay, it is exam period, you can't go in this competition, and we are means he is interested and is a caliber in sports, but we are not supporting. So some pedagogical changes are required in the university administration for all such things. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Finally, I had a question for you. I have a question for you. Sir, you have said that the artificial intelligence has a greater role to play in education nowadays. But can we ignore the ensuing danger of artificial intelligence in 2050 when there would be a huge crisis in the job market? There might have job for software engineers, but might not have jobs for textile workers. How you will respond to this question so far as the new education policy is concerned?
So question to me or to the Vice President?
Yes, yes, it is for you.
Yeah. So whenever the technology is there, definitely, but the new Uber is there, but number of drivers, their car is not getting the order now, is the optimum utilization by this new technology. So technology will definitely, the area will be changed. The job specification, job profile will change, but the new job will be created by this new technology. So artificial intelligence will be definitely such a large country, such a diverse country. We can't ignore this new technology. They are very, very most important. Suppose there is a cyber crime nowadays, so, and there is 200% increase in this pandemic, COVID-19, when the more people are using the digital platforms and other thing. So, for such crimes, we have required a technician who had the knowledge of the cyber security and other thing, and all this new technology. Definitely, the new area will be developed. So it will not the employability will be changed, the area will be changed. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I am requesting Payal ma'am to continue the session.
Thanks a lot, Subham sir, for initiating the discussion forum, and also thanks to our esteemed dignitaries taking part in our discussion forum. The session serves as a very special one, as the speakers who addressed the session were the storehouse of knowledge, and they have put forth their views. Finally, a session which has started has to be concluded. So now I'd like to thanks. Over to Shubham.
Thank you, ma'am. It is my pride, privilege and pleasure to go for a formal vote of thanks for this session. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.D.N. Bajpai, Professor Naveen Seth, Professor Bhagwan Prasad Sharma, and Professor I. Rama Brahman for his introductory message. And I would like to thank to all the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellors for enlightening us on new education policy of India and its various dimensions. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Bikram Kesari Jena, Director of CAD Odisha, and Chinmay Sir, Executive Director of CAD, for their friendly cooperation to organize this webinar. I would also like to thank our esteemed principal, Professor Pallav Chakraborty, for his cooperation in organizing this event. I would like to thank our convener, Professor Saraj Pradhan, Coordinator Rudra Narayan Das, co-coordinator Ms. Payal Agarwal and Baidar Das for their tremendous support and guidance to organize this event. Finally, I am happy to express vote of thanks to all those participants, including academicians, students, civil society members, media persons, who have made this webinar such a grand success by sparing their valuable time with us. The meeting is concluded. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubham.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for joining with us, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.